Yeah, we targeted down the field. I think it was the fourth or fifth play of the game. I didn't know if Jared, if he was really looking for that ball. Ty did make a good read. I thought in the game Ty made a bad read, but he actually did make a good read. Would like to see Ty underthrow that thing a little bit because Jared didn't really, separate himself running by him down the field. But he did. He made a good read. Jared was the guy there, and we also tried to get him the ball down in the red area. We had him matched up on the Mike linebacker. Both safeties were out of there. Mike linebacker and him in the middle of the field. Ty was a little late on the throw, and I thought Jared could have done a little bit better job on his route. But we had what we wanted there. We could game planned it up. Both safeties out. It was one of our better receivers on their Mike linebacker, and that's something that we've got to execute that play when we get in that situation. But trying to get the ball around to our guys and all that, but we're also just trying to win games too. And we were riding, obviously the run game. We ran for 300 yards or close to it, and was doing a good job in the run game. So we felt like we had to keep the ball on the ground for the most of the day. And I felt like we played pretty well for about through two-thirds quarters. We played really good enough to win. And when they got the momentum, it was just we had to make a play on a third down to really get the momentum back, and we just really couldn't do it, which was really disappointing. But I thought we played well enough to win until the very end, and just couldn't get that momentum back and couldn't make a play at the end to really seal it. It was disappointing. We call it a play action pass, 27-9. Call a play action pass and go up top to Jordan Jones, and it was bang bang. It was close. Could have been gone either way. I think the call on the field would have stood. It would have been called a touchdown, but it was just a tough play. Had Jeremy Patton wide open as well on that deal, and that would have sealed it. Been up 34-9 there, but because we couldn't capitalize on that, and then get a false start on Noah, put us out of field goal range and made it really tough on our kicker, and that was kind of disappointing there that we didn't just go ahead and seal the deal. I thought our guys, whenever TJ put us up 27-9, I thought our guys kind of eased up a little bit, and that's part of our culture that we're trying to build here. We got to finish. We've got to learn how to finish, and that's something we've been preaching since we've got here. That's something even Coach Morris in practice, we actually practice coming out of halftime and finishing the game, and we put a big emphasis on that, and that's something that we've got to get better at, and that's part of our culture that we've got to keep establishing, and our guys got to keep working to learn how to finish.
When you came in, you knew you were going to have to overhaul the offense. There would be a lot of growing pains in that. How have you kind of handled this yourself, in the situation, and how do you kind of move things forward from where you're at right now?
Well, I just think that, we've done a pretty good job right now of trying to find where our weaknesses are and address those, and try to, cover up a few things here or there, with what we got. I thought last week we did a nice job as a whole staff of figuring out our run game, and I thought we did a nice job of finding a couple wrinkles in there that would help us. Obviously, we did a lot better blocking them up front. And creating some holes for our backs at times, but also our running backs did a better job of making guys miss. There was a couple times where there was an unblocked defender in the hole. We knew that. I mean, we kind of called the RPOs off and just said, hey, we're running the ball at will on these guys, and just let's not throw the ball. Let's just hand it off and see if their unblocked guy can make the play. And a lot of the time he didn't, and that was a tribute to our running backs making that guy miss. So. I think that we will continue to do that. We'll continue to recruit at a high level, the way we're doing, and stay the course. We're not going to flinch. Coach Morris has said it already to us, and we're not flinching. We're not backing down. We're staying who we are. We're not going to change what we do, and we're just going to keep pounding the stone.
If you had to play a third quarterback right now, would it be Dalton Hyatt? And then the freshman quarterbacks, Nolan and Jones, have they separated themselves, and you assess where they are?
Yeah, the past couple of weeks we've really tried to get Ty and Cole ready, because they were the guys we were going to go in the game with. From a freshman standpoint, those guys haven't got as many reps here recently. Because of that, we're trying to get those other guys ready to go for games and win us games. You know, from a third quarterback standpoint, I think, you know, you would have to look at Connor. If we got him in there in practice and he started doing some good things, but, you know, we're gonna continue to work with my group. I'm extremely proud of my guys all staying together. You could very easily have some, you know, arguing and bickering in my room with playing two guys, and that's not the case. You know, when Ty ran out there for pregame warm-ups, you know, I heard Cole had his back. You know, "Hey, let's go forward. You got it, baby." And that's what makes this game great. You know, you got guys competing for the same job, but they're also got each other's back. And so I've been really proud of my room. I still am. We gotta get better. My room's got to get better. We gotta, like I said, we gotta make sure we convert on third mediums and stay on the field and score in the red zone. That's the main two things, the two ingredients that we're missing right now that we've got to get better at. And whoever gives us the best opportunity to do that, obviously that's who we're going to go with. Whether it's Ty or Cole or whether it's a freshman, you know, we're going to have to find out pretty quick, and because obviously we got conference play starting next week. So look forward to this week though, man. This is going to be a good test for us. Like I said, they bring a lot of pressure. We're going to be ready for it and do a good job from a quarterback standpoint, also, you know, offensive line and running back standpoint, picking up all those pressures.
Coach Morris indicated earlier that his last year at Clemson, you were in the conference play before you really found the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking back to something Cole said after the game. He said, "We've done all this since last spring practicing," but he said, "We've only had 2 games and we're not in a rhythm with this yet."
Yeah.
Is that part of the issue here, is that before you find a guy, they need more games?
I think so. I think like Cole was saying, you know, I think that they're still learning us and we're still learning them as part of it. You know, obviously we practiced however many times we practice, but you know, you don't really find out what you got until you get in the game and live bullets are flying. So, you know, that was kind of our last year at Clemson. That was kind of the similar deal with Cole Stout and Sean Watson. And you know, Cole was doing a nice job, and Deshaun was getting some reps and doing some good things as well. And it was just kind of a process to bring both those guys along, and eventually Deshaun took over and then got hurt, and then Cole had to be ready to come back in. So it's very similar to that, I feel. You know, like I said, our guys, they're working hard, and like I said, we just got to see them be more consistent in practice, and we want to leave that guy in. Whoever that guy is, leave him in. I didn't think Ty played great last week. I didn't think he played terrible. I thought he threw some good balls. Obviously, I know he wants the third play of the game back. We had Petway open, and you know, I know he wants that one back. I know he does. He's a competitor. He likes to win, and he was excited for that opportunity. And then we had on the second interception, we had an MA up front. He got hit. And actually, the guy that intercepted it, if you look at the pressure they brought, the guy that intercepted it, he was wrong. He MA'd. He missed his assignment and happened to be in the middle of the field. And so, it's just one of those things. I didn't think Ty played terrible, but I don't think he played, excellent either. You know, I thought he could have definitely got a lot better. So, we tried Cole in the second half and saw if he couldn't give us a spark. And you know, he hit a deep ball to Petway and was doing some things, moving the chains with his feet. So that's where we're at right now. And like I said, we'll look at this week of practice and hopefully one of those guys emerges again, and we can stick with him.
I know you said Ty had a really good week of practice. Do you worry about his confidence taking a hit after a game like Colorado State? And when Petway slipped, did he just lose his footing, or was that maybe because the pass was a little behind him, or what do you see on that play?
Yeah, I think the pass was a little behind him. You know, Ty admitted to me he felt like he was a little bit late on it. I think the safety kind of worried him just a little bit on that play, but yeah, the ball was definitely behind him. Petway was trying to slow down and catch it in that window. Ty threw it in the right spot where we talk about it all the time, throw it right just outside that hash, and he did. He was just a little late on it, like I said. So I don't think Ty's not going to lose any confidence. He's a confident guy. He's been playing. Like I said, didn't play terrible the other night, so I think he did some really good things that he can build on. You know, we got to help him out on a couple throws that I thought some of our receivers could have made a play on. And so he's not going to lose any confidence. He's going to come right back. He's a winner, He's a sharp kid, and he wants to see nothing but success for the University of Arkansas. And that's what I expect him to do come tomorrow's practice.
That's one thing.
Joe, the 3rd and 7 that Petway caught and it was inches short, is that the kind of thing that in the future, you know, when you guys are more established, that it's gonna be a 7-yard route instead of 6.5? And then the 3rd downs that follow that, the passing 3rd downs, was there anybody open? What was going on those plays?
Well, on the play to Petway, that actually is a 10-yard route, and he cut it a little short on us. But you know, to me, I can't really say a whole lot about the call. I did think though that the ball was caught beyond the chains. I know they reviewed it. I mean, we looked at it on film, and it definitely looked like we caught the ball beyond the chains. I know his momentum kind of carried him forward, but the ball, like, to me, it passed the chains. But that's what they called, and we were short, and we had to live with it. And then later in the game, the ball in our hand to go win the game, we called a play that we've been working since we've got here. Cover 2 in the boundary should take our eyes immediately to the field, and we didn't. And we did have Jonathan Nance wide open on the hash there that I wish Cole would have got over there to him. And he didn't. I think he got a little fooled by the coverage for whatever reason. And we had Nance right there open about 8 yards on a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 play. He was looking for an 8-yard gain, and we just couldn't find him. So, like I said, we've got to spend more time on that this week, 3rd medium type plays, and make sure we shore up those routes and shore up those reads and throws, and be able to stay on the field in 3rd medium.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.